What's up, creators? We got a brand new episode today on a creative tutorial showing you how to create a weapon rarity rank based granting system. The higher the rank, the better the rarity. So let's dive right in. What's up, guys? We're back. Don't forget to hit that follow, like, and subscribe button. If you find this tutorial useful or have any questions, reach out to us in the comment section, or you can always find us at Discord. We will be posting all of the code from this tutorial, plus a custom player and game manager to get you set up if you don't already have something going on in your game. Without further ado, let's dive right in. First thing here is we are going to just do a quick code review. So we've got our rarity types, basic, advanced, enhanced, modified, superior, and prototype. You can name these whatever you like. This is just to help sort them. Next, we have a get rarity from slot. So this will determine which slot our rarity will come from out of an item granter. Our toString helper function, it just helps us pull this string, which is the names of our different rarities. And a get tier from rank. Now, if you are brand new at this, we can, you can use, I will provide this. It is just a custom player, a bit of a game manager, and a very basic rank manager. But if you're already tracking rank, you can feel free to use your own way to do this. We'll go back to our weapon manager. So we've got a couple basics. We've got our weapon price, our rank required, and our item granter. We've got a weapon configuration class. Consists of a weapon name, purchase button, a weapon info, which is actually what we had just created above, a base multiplier, and our max weapon slots. This will come into play a little later. We've got a purchase handler that just matches our button to our configuration. We have a weapons manager, which is got a array of weapons, a updater zone. This is just to update the player's information for that weapon based off of their rank, if they have enough money, so on and so forth. So that's really all it consists of. We'll work through the code here. I will post it at the end also. If you're sticking with us, that's great. Now let's get into some of the building functions here. So first thing we're going to have to do is get a weapon granter. I like to use item granters, so you will go to Fortnite, search item granter. Item granter will be there. You can just drag it into the level, like so. Now you also need a button. So same thing, we'll just go grab a button you can find down here in the left hand corner and add that above. And last but not least, I like to use an item placer to display what weapon we have coming out of the granter. So you'll just search up item placer and place a item down. Those are the only 3 devices. Now this one I have set to a mammoth. We'll go through all the settings here. First we'll go to our button. So interact time you can set to whatever you like. Triggering sound if you like. Interaction text that is set through our verse code. You can leave that blank. Keep going down. The visible during game I turn off, and I add an interaction radius just to make it a little easier for updates and for player accessibility. Next we have our item granter. Now this one granter will hold all of the tiers for your items. So if we have the mammoth, the very first index on there. So we'll go from the top. On grant action, you'll keep all. Grant current item because it will cycle. Item list. So the first one is my mammoth pistol, and it is the L1 version, which is the gray mammoth pistol. The second, same thing, mammoth pistol. This time we'll select L2, which will be the green. The next slot, index 2, will be L3 for a blue, and so on and so forth. Slot index 3 will be L4. Index 4 will be L5, which will be the gold. And last but not least, index 6, I use the double barrel, Baron's double down pistol. So once you've set all those, you'll just want to go receiving player is triggering player, grant condition always, grant on cycle, equip granted item. You can hit yes. You can have true or false there. If it depends if you want it just going right into their inventory or not. Initial weapons ammo, you can have that to whatever you like. Drop items at player location if inventory is full. And ownership of dropped items. I have receiving player on here, but you can set that to whatever you like, depending what suits your game. And then last but not least is the item placer. This, you'll just want to make sure you have allow interact set to false. So have that unchecked. And then you'll just want to put in your mammoth pistol or whatever weapon you choose to be your first one. You can have the icon. I'm using icon camera facing, but you could have the model if you like, or just straight up icon. I like the icon camera facing. Next, once you have all of those, you can go ahead and add these 3 items to a folder. Once they're in a folder, you'll just duplicate them. So we've got our next weapon right beside after we duplicate. And this, you'll want to change your weapon in the item placer to whatever your next weapon is. I have the tactical assault rifle. And the item granter, you'll now do the same thing. So you'll select index 0 will be your L1 version. Index 1 will be L2. Index 3 will be index 2 will be L3. Index 3 will be L4. Index 4 will be L5. And now there is no L6 or mythical version. So in the 6th item slot, I added the Eradicator Hop Rock Fury Assault Rifle. And what you'll want to do is then duplicate this again for as many weapons as you like in the game. I've done 5 in here. So now that we have those, we'll go back to our verse code here, and on begin, this is just subscribing to a bunch of events. So we have the agent enter event on the mutator zone, the spawn pulse update zone, the button configuration handler. We're subscribing to that. We're calculating the price using this calculate price function. We're spawning this pulse update zone loop, which just enables and disables our mutator, always checking for a player. On the player entered, when they enter, it's going to check, make sure our player is part of our game, and then it's going to check the rank. Now, this is where if you have a way of tracking rank in your own game, you can use that. I will include this rank manager. Just a short little snippet that will set and add player rank, as well as in the game manager, it has all the test buttons. So we can actually go in and test our rank. So we've got a rank up, rank down button, and then we also have some buttons to give the player credits. Back into the verse code, into our weapons manager. Next is our handle purchase event. So when the player tries to purchase, it will first check if the player is a player, checks that they are in the game via this all players map. Again, that will be in the game manager here. We do have a very basic initialization and removal of the player, as well as some of the increase and decrease testing. So if the player is in the game and is part of it, they will then check to see if the player rank meets the minimum weapons rank. So you could set that to, say 50 if you wanted them to be ranked before they can purchase the first slot. Then it's going to check the tier that the player rank is. So the player then will get the tier, and they'll find out the slot to grant out of the item granter device. It will get the rarity and update the price. So once the price is updated, then it will update the button also, so that the button shows the correct. And then if the player can afford it, it will go ahead and purchase it. Now again, you might have a different way of spending currency in your game. Maybe you want it free. All items are free. You can use your own, but again, I will include the basic startup for a custom player and game. Once all that is done, you will go then to your game, and you will find your weapon manager device and your game manager device, and you will place those in the zone. Game manager, and then you will link your 4 buttons, so your test buttons in here, and your 2 player spawners into the game manager. And now our weapons manager, we have 5 zones, so we will find our first one. Weapon name, we'll call it the Mammoth Pistol. Purchase button, we've selected the purchase button. The weapon info is, I put 500 for base price. You can put whatever you like. Rank required is 1, and the item grantor below. The base multiplier 1.7, and max weapon slots is 6. Now you could do 3, 7. You could have one grantor that grants 100 different items if you want. They don't all have to be the same weapon, although your display, you'd have to get creative with how you're going to display what's next. So then you'll go into index 2. I have my tactical assault rifle, my button, the base multiplier is 2, base price is 1,000, required rank is 1, and my item grantor. You'll want to continue doing this for the next 3 indexes for your system. And then we need a way to update it. So again, I'm using a mutator zone. So just go Fortnite, search up mutator, and you can drop and drag that into place. And you will then want to link your mutator zone as the update zone into the weapons manager device. And lastly, your maybe game manager will be added to the game manager. That should be it. So we will actually go ahead and start the game here. And I just want to make sure that when we were doing this, it was scrolling. So we'll go through this once more at the very end and just give you guys a chance to pause the video, type it out if you like, or you can get the code off of our Discord, or probably some other ways. Reach out, drop a comment, and we can work something out. So to go test our system, we are going to go in, we're going to increase our rank to 26. So it's 1,445 credits for the Mammoth, 4,000 for the assault rifle. We're going to grab 25,000 here, and we get a blue Mammoth. We're going to increase our rank a little more. We didn't increase it enough. Purple. We'll get a purple shotgun. Mammoth. And if we keep increasing our rank, we'll drop these. 80 will be a gold. So we've got our gold Mammoth, gold sniper rifle, and we'll get some more credits, increase our rank to 116, and we will get the Baron's double down pistol, and we don't have enough coins for that, so we'll get some more credits. And this will give us the Eradicator pop rock rifle. Those there, we'll have to make sure that you can't damage them. Interesting. That must be an option that we just found. So let's go back into UEFN and just double check that, because that's not something you want to have happen in your game. We will do this and this. Hop back into UEFN. These here can be damaged. No. So that is another setting you're going to want to set for all of your item placers. Item placer can be damaged. No. And that is basically it, guys. Like I say, we'll just quickly go through the code here. We'll bring it up a little larger for you guys. And we'll just make it so you can pause and kind of copy everything down. Got our weapon configurations, our purchase handler, our weapons manager. This one's a bit tricky because there we go. Should be able to see all of that. There's a couple bigger functions in it. This pulse update zone. We've got our on player entered for the updating. And finally, the handle purchase. So that's it, guys. Again, that is going to wrap it up for this part of the section. And you'll see we get our gray. We're going to increase our rank. We'll get a blue. We'll decrease our rank. We should get a green. Need some more money. This will get a green. Increase our rank a little more. Will give us a purple. And we will increase our rank more. Get some more credits and gold. So there you have it, guys. Got all our rarities based off of rank. Get past 100 and you can pick up the special double barrel. So thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. Hit that like, subscribe, and follow. And we will catch you on the next one. Also, here you can see we did fix the issue of those getting shot out. So there you are. Hope you guys enjoy. Hope you can put it to work in your maps. Drop your island codes below if you use this, and we will try and have a look at them. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you on the next one.